So proud of you.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Fill in the Blank podcast. I am your host, Phil Austin. I have a wonderful guest with me today. His name is Gene Samuel. He and I go way, way back. He is a man of many talents. He currently is a bartender out in Las Vegas. He's also part of the fabulous Swigagino Bros. They do a podcast. They do all sorts of fun interviews. He works at Caesar's Palace, I believe, Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill. No, okay. But he has his own barbecue setup called Black Tiger Barbecue. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a pet owner. Gene Samuel, welcome to Fill in the Blank podcast.
What up? What's up, people? How are you?
This is awesome to have you. Listen, man, you asked me a question just a second ago off air, because this is live going across the globe. We're famous in India. We're famous in Canada, UK. So we're going around the world with this one. The Bronx, yeah, east side of Las Vegas.
East side.
You asked me what actually I can contribute. I don't know which was the word, but this podcast to you. You are part of this journey. To believe it or not, when you started, and we'll touch on the Facebook group, when you started the Get Yo Together group, right? That kind of was like my dabbling in the water, kind of putting toes in the water to say like, okay, maybe I got a lot to say. At least I feel like I do. Let me put this out there and see what kind of response. And I got a decent response. So, time went on, thoughts. And so I started this podcast because of you.
Stop your mouth. Stop your mouth. Stop your mouth, dude. Stop your mouth.
Definitely a motivation, though. Definitely gave me some a platform to kind of kickstart it. So,
dude, do you have any idea what kind of parallel journey we're on right now? Are you even aware?
Talk about it.
Dude, no, all bullshit aside, since we got together and started doing our get your shit together, because still need to get my shit together. It's a constant daily battle. I've been on a fact-finding, spiritual, religious excursion of my own, man. It's I think it's something in the water in Vegas. When you come of age, you get your shit together real quick.
Yeah.
I've hung out with Jim Bandy a little bit, and man, I'm so proud of that dude. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many people, if people know our story in Las Vegas. Like the class of 1997, we were supposed to be the fog and shadow. We weren't supposed to do jack shit.
Right.
We were dying by the tens for a while. Like a lot of the people that we grew up with were just, they should be here today. Rest their souls. They should be here today.
Absolutely.
But we were in a lost generation. You up and decided to go cross country. I moved to Hollywood trying to act.
Yeah.
I dabbled in a lot of things. So currently I'm not at Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill anymore. I left a millennia ago. I left in 2017. I worked for Diageo for a while.
You need to update your Facebook, man. That's the only way I know any information about it. It's still up there.
I work at this adult ballet called the Crazy Horse 3 now, where I'm the lead bartender, or one of the lead bartenders there. Shout out to Bots and James, my other leads out there, Loretta and Dean. What's up, y'all? But you and I are on this mission, homie. I'm on a mission to just heal and teach, give kids something that we never had growing up, which is just a foundation. So I don't know if you know this. I haven't really said it. This is going to be the first time I said it out here. I'm trying and I'm working toward, I'm not going to try, I'm going to become a youth and a young adult motivational speaker.
Oh my goodness, bro. Like when I've been following you on Facebook and I've been watching some of your videos and I've been just seeing what you're doing. And I was going to come on this podcast and tell you, dude, that's what you need to do. I swear to Jesus, to baby Jesus, bro. I was going to come on here, but like, bro, you got talent and you got motivation. I've been watching your stuff, bro. That is a journey for you that you could blow up like crazy. So,
and yourself. Cause I'm just seeing this bigger picture.
East Coast, West Coast, bro.
You know what I'm trying to tell you? Hey, our garages are not enough. They can't contain this energy that we have. This is infectious. This energy is the disease that we need in the world right now. You know what I'm saying?
Preach, bro. Preach. Oh, I lost your audio there. Yeah.
I got notes, bro.
Okay.
I got notes. This is what I do now. My daily discipline is I have notes, man. Notes. I mean, we'll talk about it, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, don't let me babble, man. Take control.
No, you're good. No, well, that's why you're here, man. That's why you're on the show. I'm going to be asking questions, and you just diarrhea of the mouth. Okay.
Rest in peace, DMX.
Rest in peace, bro. So I have an icebreaker question. Okay. This is kind of a new thing.
I'm sorry. You got to tell everybody about the dog pound real quick.
Right? DPG, East Side of Las Vegas, man, 97.
I used to love y'all.
Oh, man. Dude, okay.
These are hardest young white dudes wearing Eddie Bauer and gangsters hell, boy. I swear to God, they were the best. Just some of the best parties.
And we were, oh my gosh.
They were all Zach and AC Slaters. They were all Zach Morris and AC Slaters, a whole group of them.
We went from being the preppies of like junior high, being called prepsters, to like wannabe OGs by like 9th grade. Like 6 months of a summer, and boom, we went from Saved by the Bell to like Tupac DMX.
Right.
Quite the transition. So I have a new thing I'm doing here. It's called, obviously the show is called Fill in the Blank. So I have a fill in the blank question for you.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Fill in the blank. 2 things that irritate you the most as a bartender.
2 things that irritate me the most as a bartender. If you see my hand do this, I'm just swiping stuff away. I didn't push do not disturb. 2 things that irritate me the most as a bartender is if my coworker will not match my hustle, and if you just don't get it. And when I say just don't get it, it's very expansive. This is Johnny Carson, man. When I'm on stage, when I'm bartending, I'm giving you every ounce of me. If I have the time, when I do have the time to, you're getting every ounce of a great cocktail, a great drink. Personality, joie de vivre, if you will. And some people, like that I work with colleagues, they just don't understand what goes into.
Do you feel that that's
barman?
Sorry to interrupt you. Do you feel like that's a generational thing, or do you think that's just kind of a personality thing? Or
no, it's a tribal mentality thing. It's you ridicule what you don't understand. You ridicule. You have people that they're in it for just the money. Listen, money's great, but if you're chasing money, you're never getting off that treadmill. If you're chasing $1, you're never getting off that treadmill. I understand what money does. You understand what money does, and I understand you need to facilitate those actions. But if you want to be a bartender just because of the money, nah, man. I love people. I love being around people. I love making you laugh. I love making you smile. I love making you think. I want you to see my intensity when I make a drink, because your drink is the most important to me. Because if you don't like your drink, I'm a piece of shit. So
it's your work ethic.
Don't get it.
Yeah,
man.
No, that's huge, because I'm now a newly RN in emergency department out here for a local hospital, and I come with the same mentality, man. I want to try. It's different, but it's the same. Like, you're treating people, you're serving people, you're being a representative of yourself, and it's your work ethic. It's the way that you kind of present yourself. I mean, if you want to go make a buck, you can make a million things. There's a million things out there to go make a buck. I mean, it's not about the money, but when you have your heart and your passion, your soul, and you're putting everything into it, it makes a huge difference. And
check it. You being a nurse, I met, and it's no disrespect to anybody, but you don't equate nursing and masculinity together, but some of the most tender, caring motherfuckers were male nurses that took care of my twins in the NICU unit when they were born. And I looked at the picture on this wall, and this gentleman is the nurse of the year. And they used to make sure they broadcast all over the city in Vegas now.
Oh, really?
They make sure you get your roses. So I'm like, man, this dude here. Next thing I know, I see this man hugging all the kids, rubbing them, calming them down, kids that are not his. To be in that room, you've been in those rooms. You know what that sound is like when all those kids need hugs and warmth and love and compassion, and you just can't reach out to all of them. So the fact that you are putting your heart out there as a nurse, good Lord, God bless you for that. That is amazing.
Thanks. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I do.
When did you find it?
Man, it's been, and this has been part of this whole series of this podcast and kind of the kickstart of everything. I was in a transition in my life as far as needed to, it was like I was 37, 38, 30, I don't know. And I kind of had this, epiphany. It's like, okay, where I'm at locationally in this area in Pennsylvania, like, it's not like Las Vegas where you can go into any industry and, there's everything is available. It's more blue collar out here. It's more kind of small town. So in order to kind of, I have a degree, but in radio, TV, film. So, not Hollywood knocking on my door out here. So I had to kind of figure out, go, okay, well, if you want to get a job that's going to support your family and produce, good fruit, you're going to have to go back to school. And I hate school. I
Right?
hate school.
Chaparral Cowboys do not like extended education.
Right. When I was in college, or we were in high school, and it was like, okay, what do I got to get into college? Well, for this school, you need a 2.0, but you really, no, I'm good. All right, 2.0. All right, I can do that. That was my mentality. I didn't.
Absolutely.
we can do that.
What university or state school can we get in with a
with the lowest
1958?
I'm a 1.9.
Yeah, man. We were like, hey, we just lucky to survive sometimes.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy where we've come from. But yeah, going back to school, and so that kind of kickstarted this journey. I had to kind of go back and face my fears in that, and kind of get over those hurdles. And it took me a while, but we got it done, and now I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, so, man.
I appreciate the props. Bro.
Oh, much love.
So let's talk about the gist real quick. And this is again where this podcast started, bro, was by you and your homies putting this group on Facebook. And for all those who are out there, it's called GYST, or Get Yo Together. It started, and dude, I don't know what happened, because all of a sudden, I don't know if my phone kind of kicked the group off my phone by getting updates or what, but like from, I don't know when, it just kind of stopped. And then I just kind of lost track about it and never kind of reconnected. And I was on it the other day. I was like, oh my God, this thing is still, I don't know if you blocked me from it or what happened.
How can I block you? You're the administrator. Hey, I'm not on it either right now.
Hey, it's all good.
Hey, life is, man. We didn't move on from it. It served its purpose. And if it even still reaches maybe a half a person, they click on it, man, it did its job.
Right.
Get your shit together came about because I needed to get my shit together. My great friend Danny Neff needed to get his shit together. One of my best friends, Josh Davis, needed to get his shit together. And in my mentor, my accountability coach, Chooch Mangione, went to Green Valley High School. He was like, these are the steps, man. Consistency is the steps. Do something. And it was going great for a while. And all of a sudden, my shoulder gave out one day after a run.
Oh, wow.
And it's my shoulder that's been acting up for a while. So I went to a depression because I couldn't hold my weight up. My knee started giving again because I need knee surgery. My Achilles started acting up. I've never had that happen.
Oh, wow.
Plantar fasciitis in both feet. Oh. And this is just from a fat man's jog. This wasn't CrossFit jogging. This wasn't David Goggins running. This was just fat man looking at the trees. I could tell you how many birds are out jogging, and everything was popping. Hills are burning. So I went into a shame spiral for a little bit, but being a man, and getting rid of the ego. And that's another thing, is the ego. I had to work on that. And so I kind of took time away from everything to work on my ego too, and really start working on myself, crying, doing a lot of breath work, stretching, and really just being honest with myself. Oh, for sure, dog. For sure. I'm a crying son of a gun, dude. I'm out there. I'm the original big pussy. But back to gist, it was this format was just to get everybody moving was it during quarantine that I started it, or right before?
It was before. It was definitely before, because
and then quarantine hit everybody like a ton of bricks, man.
Yeah.
It was before because I was still working. But when quarantine hit, man, I've never felt this sense of lockdown. I've never felt that sense of the room closing in on me. But the bright side of it, I did get closer to the twins and my wife. We are a tighter unit before it. And I do feel for those that had nobody during this whole process. I do, because man, being alone is a motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So speaking of the quarantine and everything in Vegas, you know, obviously I see things what's happening out there. What, you know, obviously you were right before quarantine, you were bartending still at Crazy Horse, is that correct? Did that go into shutdown? I'm assuming, like, it seemed like all of
Hell
Vegas
yeah.
everything went into shutdown, right?
Man, when I say everything, it was the creepiest shit. Like I was driving on the highway once or the freeway to get somewhere, and there was no other cars. So I don't know if you've ever been on a freeway where there's no other cars. It's fucking dangerous because you just start swerving in and out of lanes because you don't know what the hell's going on because there's nothing to keep you in. So and then we're outside. You know, there's always a hum in the air if you live where we live because of the 95, the hum of the overpass.
Yeah.
There was no hum, G. There was nothing. It was eerily quiet. It was eerily quiet. I mean, they shut the strip down.
Yeah. I saw people doing bike rides and stuff like that. And
hella bike rides.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I never went on the strip though. I didn't want to see that. That's like seeing your grandmother pass away. Like slowly. You don't want to see it. So I didn't go up there for that.
Yeah.
And it was rough, man. It was a rough go out here.
So like how did I know it sounds kind of weird to say, but how did you survive, or like, you know, what basically how has the last 12 months been as far as surviving, you know, with things being shut down? Are they open back up now?
That's how I survived.
Yeah, little puff pass.
Yeah, it really, listen, that and being honest with yourself really helped a lot. I still had a sense of community. I still had people that braved and came over to my house. We barbecued a lot. I started delivering barbecue to people, and I talked a lot. I talked my feelings out, man. I got that pain out. I got that stress out. I got to tell you how I felt, that angst. I didn't lock it in. See, we can't lock that shit in, man. You can't lock it in. Even if it's for a brief time, call somebody. If you see a stranger, give it to them, man. Let them hear it. If you see a stranger, let them hear it, man. Just, hey, man, I'm having a rough go.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get that shit out your heart. So during quarantine, me and my wife, again, we got very, very close. I love you, Valerie.
Wonderful woman. She is an amazing person, man. She is killing it too, bro. She's
killer.
So awesome.
Killer.
So
Still
awesome.
Gets up at 5 a.m, hits the treadmill, works out. She's the killer.
That's amazing.
Killer, and goes to work.
Yeah, I really think that she could like kick your ass without, you know, hurt you real bad.
Listen, I'm an East Sider homeboy. Don't you ever forget that, you know. But she is nuts. She has a really big life insurance policy out on me, and she watches. Oh, so you dig a hole 8 feet deep? Okay, lime and bleach. Okay, yeah. So I always watch her doing that. When I get in the house, she's always watching something new. Like,
why are you watching all these murder mystery shows? Like, why are you trying to? I don't understand.
Or she could have got away with it, you know, a lifetime. Like that's what she's into.
She's reading OJ's book.
You know, she's the only one that takes us camping. There's no cell service. And we're like, right here, the spot. But no, she's a shout out to my wife, man. She killed it. She killed it during quarantine. She snuck into her job and she was still doing clients because she's an esthetician. And so she hustled, man. She hustled for us. She really did. And I wasn't able to. Hey, you know, want to hear something cool? Me and my wife just came to the realization that she's an entrepreneur. But she works for herself.
Yeah.
Like we just came to that realization. She's been working for herself as an independent contractor for like 3-4 years. She's like,
baby, you should really start your own business.
She goes, oh shit, I started my own business. Like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
No clue.
You done did it. Oh, that's great. That's great. So what you guys started that motivation, the GIST group, and go ahead. I mean, it was a very progressive group in the means of like it lit a fire like crazy. I mean, people gravitated towards it like right off the bat. I mean, and this was again before quarantine, so people were doing their lives and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
And what was you guys said, hey, let's put this as together as a Facebook group and let's just see what happens.
That's all it was. All it was. You know, unfortunately, we did lose a member of that group to cancer. My friend Danielle Brennan, she passed away 2 Saturdays ago from her long battle with cancer. She was actually did a video for us and she did her push-ups too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very brave young lady. She was the bravest all the way to the end, and we miss our dear friend greatly. And it was mainly for people like her, Ray Germain, anyone that was afflicted, that just needed to move a little bit, just get some sense of their lives and their normalcy back before quarantine. It was just do 25 push-ups. It wasn't for 25 for cancer, 25 for not LSD, with ALS. It was just 25 push-ups because it was for you. It was one day. Start your day with a sense of accomplishment.
And that's what gravitated me towards it, is just kind of having that discipline, having that, and the thing that was great about the group, it wasn't a bunch of fitness people, that were deep into fitness, killing it. These were people that just wanted something to kind of be a part of and to share and to motivate. And whether you were a fitness geek or had never, don't even know how to spell the word fitness, it was a group of just very common people, not common, but you know what I'm saying, people that really loved the group and found a lot of hope and meaning out of it too, which was great.
Hey, being a commoner is okay, man. I mean, dude, again,
I'm not hating.
We grew up. Listen, you might have been the preppy dude on the east side, but Green Valley still looked down on us, and Gorman looked down on Green Valley. So we were common. Them. We just
hated them. Nice.
Oh man, I remember I met this dude that tried to talk shit to me. He was working front desk at the Circus Circus. And he bragged that he went to Gorman. I said, "Man, you're working front desk at the Circus Circus.
Big time.
I said,
big time.
You didn't win. At the time, sorry guys. Sorry, Gorman, you're awesome.
Yeah, you guys got a cool football field, turf, great.
Whatever.
Good times,
man. Dude. We were haters.
We were. Yeah, man. It was like that's what I try to explain to people about growing up in Vegas. I mean, because I've mingled with some of the high schools out here, and it was I mean, we got along with some people from some areas, but it was almost like a gang. If you were at a certain high school to another high school, it was war, man. Especially with Green Valley, man. We just hated those people.
Hated them. Who always gave us a contest was Basic. We beat them at everything, but they would always. You knew you were in a fight every time you were up against Basic.
They were scrappy.
Yeah. Garbage ass school.
And yeah. Low lives. Yeah. Trailer parks.
What show is this?
Oh, I know. We've grown up. We have a lot of maturity now. You can tell.
Do you remember John Denton from Green Valley High School?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
So my accountability coach was one of his best friends in high school. So
really?
This dude that I talked to that's helped me out, his name is Chooch. He was not a big guy, not a small guy, didn't have a booming voice, but when he spoke volumes. He was like the guy, like 5'1". He's got all the jocks, but when he moved, they moved. He was like the little prince, like the real Napoleon. This guy can move mountains. And I'm like, That was your crew? He goes, yeah. I remember I was with Miro and maybe Bandy. We went to Green Valley High School with Bobby Witt and a few other of us. We were talking shit. We were about to hit, I want to say sophomore year of high school or football season, I think, or junior maybe. And John Denton was talking shit. And he said, listen, I'm going to drop 35 on you in basketball. Then I'm going to go ahead and throw for 6. And then I'm going to go to UNLV and I'm going to wreck shop. Whatever you guys want to do, you do, but I'm done talking. Did he do it?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Yeah. He ended up playing quarterback at UNLV, right, for a season or two.
Broke records.
And I remember, but it was really weird. Like, and this is I'm not bashing on him or anything like that, but at the time I definitely was. He came to, we were hanging out at somebody's house and he and his boy came over. This is when he was quarterback at UNLV and he was coming to some high school. It wasn't even a party. It was just kind of like a small gathering of girls and whatnot. And we were all hanging out and here he comes rolling up. And it was like, bro, like, we were hating, of course, because all the girls were like, oh my God. And we were like, bro, like you're in college, you're QB for the UNLV, and you're hanging out with us here. Like, nah, but anyway, that's the one story I have about him. Yeah.
Hey, just hating
them on. I hate them
Gators. Green Valley haters.
You're right. And even when I see kids, or not kids, but people that we went to high school with, and now their kids are at Green Valley. I'm like, how could you? How dare you? Why are your kids going to Green Valley?
You didn't make it to the reunion, right?
Last one, yeah, when we did the thing at Red Rock, and yeah.
Remember when I took everybody out? Did you come with them when I took everybody
no,
out
because I had to catch a flight out. That's right, I had to catch a flight out. You guys all went out.
We went to a bar, and Nagy and me were all just getting into it. I'm using my expense account because I knew I was quitting soon.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cha-ching, cha-ching.
We're having, this is right after our reunion. We're partying. There's a bunch of us, and we look to the left, and he goes, "Look, there's Creek Valley, and they're having their reunion. And it's smaller than us. They just had a little small patio on the table. And here goes Nagy. Down the scrap, bro. Like always." 20
You
years
ready,
later,
you start yelling DPG.
Hey, 20 years later, down the scrap. Like, you got a scrap. Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna pull a hamstring
before
I even stand up.
Get out of here. I got hypertension.
I got diabetes, man. Can't be doing that.
I got the sugar. You better go call a ball cop. I ain't fighting nobody. I'm sorry. That's the truth, though.
Yeah, man. It's still good. Even to touch on that, man. And these people are listening. They're like, I'm shutting off right now.
Don't shut off. It's dope.
Yeah, this is the best content ever. Who posted it? Somebody else posted something, old school UNLV basketball from like the 80s and 90s, and put something about, or Duke was playing, and I was just like, I still hate Duke. Still hate Duke to this day.
You have to.
Yeah. Ever since 91, 92, man. 91, 92.
Hey, Tark said it. You guys are gonna lose this game. He told them they were gonna lose. You're gonna lose this game. Y'all not ready. And if they lost, they didn't give a shit. They were going pro anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But it is funny because you listen to the Duke players and like, we took on the toughest team ever to cross the plane. Like, no, you didn't. I mean, yes, you did, but they didn't show up.
Hey, let me tell you something. I got a theory about UNLV basketball and athletics.
Go ahead.
Hold on. We were never good. We just got lucky for a few years. What do you think? Think about it. Were we good?
True.
Really good? Were we amazing 10 years prior to that?
No. But
were we amazing 3 years after that?
No. There's never been a team like that. But I do have to say, as far as, I mean, even against the Fab Five and everything, I still feel like that team was one of the best teams ever in history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But was UNLV athletics ever any good?
No. And we still go back. It's like we're like the Notre Dame of like the 60s and 70s. Like, one day we'll have it back. One day we'll be on top. Probably.
No, not unless we get Patino out here and him and his criminal ways. And I'm game for that.
Yeah.
Because these kids are underpaid anyway.
Yeah. And there's so much more development out there with the development programs. And I mean, basketball's huge in Vegas. I mean, it's huge everywhere, but I mean, there's
we have summer league here, NBA summer league here. I mean, NBA players are out the union.
Yeah. I don't understand why. I mean, it'll never be that way. I mean, we'll always have those glory days to look back on, but it is what it is. But I still hate Duke.
We're not going to be here much longer. Our kids don't know jack squat. Supreme has a team. Does Shanova have a team? That's what they care about. They don't care.
That's good stuff, though. So, are things getting back to normal? As far as in Vegas.
Oh yeah. Everything's popping up. I'm back at work. I'm doing very well at the club. The schools are going to be opening again in the fall. My kids are still out of school until the fall hits. Cosmo hiring 300 people. Caesar's hiring 250 people. Everybody, they're just what happened is the people that they want to get rid of will not be coming back. That's what's going on. But there's a hiring frenzy going on right now. All the conventions are coming. Concrete's here in a few weeks, and that's going to bring us a lot of money. So, also, people are just coming in droves. They cannot wait to just, hey, we're open 100%. Cool. Yeah. Come in. Yeah. Time to party. People don't care.
How has it been with the kid? I know that out here, it's weird. Like all the different little areas have their own little school districts versus, Clark County is one large school district. How has it been having the kids home basically all year?
For me, it's great because I get to see them. For me, it's also awful because I'm hamstrung to being stuck in the house. when my wife's working, so I can't get a lot of stuff done because
Mhm.
I have to be I was explaining this last night. I have to be at the ready when they need something on their computer. I have to be at the ready when they need to turn in an assignment. I need to be at the ready to do their lunch. I need to be at the ready if they need to go and do something particular. So
Yeah.
that's a good 5 hours a day that I'm stuck right here when I could probably be out and about handling business. But
You're
other than that,
essentially the assistant teacher at that point.
yeah. And sometimes I don't like it. I
You
don't
ain't
like
getting
this at
paid for
all.
it.
No, not that. It's that the teachers will get out of the class after 15 minutes. All right, have a good day. Hey, bullshit.
Right.
You better go there and talk to my son and teach him shit. Fuck wrong with you? I ain't trying to talk to him right now. He in school.
When the earlier quarantine going back to 2020, and
Yeah.
I was studying for my, I was still in nursing school and I was doing that. And I had both my kids home. They were doing virtual stuff. And I was trying to teach my kids are giving me attitude. They're like, I don't understand it. And I'm like, well, listen, I'm trying to understand. And they're like, ah. I literally threw my pencil down at the table and I was just like, effing teachers. I was like,
Yeah.
so, y'all are getting paid to sit at home and, you guys are collecting a check. I got to sit here and do your job. I'm not getting paid. Oh, dude, I just went off. I had to go out and I went for a run. I was like, I'm out of here. I'm going for a run. I'll be back.
I made my son cry. I made my daughter cry. I made my wife throw a cup. I made my wife almost make me cry. Then I just stepped out of the homework stuff. Then we hired their old teacher to become their tutor, who's still their tutor now, who started coming to the house all summer and through all of this year. And because of her, my kids' skills and their education went up this far because I couldn't have done it alone. My son and daughter would not have progressed with just me and my wife. It's not our skill set.
Yeah. Are they doing virtual kind of learning with this tutor, or are they like you?
No, she's here. She lives down the street.
She comes to the house.
She comes
nice.
every day for 2 hours. She's in there and she's in that ass too. Miss Kelly is in that ass. She makes sure my kids adhere to that. They love that structure too. So they get after it. My son is right where he needs to be. My daughter's on a second grade level. My son is right where he needs to be at the top of the first grade level. So I'm really excited for their growth and future and everything and all the systems she's putting in place for them too.
That's awesome. I hope that carries on, as they grow into the next school semester and whatnot. So
it has to. She's still their tutor.
You ain't getting out yet. No.
No. I'll pay for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Going back to how we grew up, I kind of feel, and maybe this was just me, but I feel like we never growing up in Las Vegas. There was so much. People always ask me, like, what was it like to grow up in Vegas? And I'm just like, to me, it's home. To me, it's always gonna be home. But I say we were exposed to a lot of unique things in life that a lot of people don't get to encounter until they're of 21 age or whatnot.
Right.
And to us, it was just kind of common practice.
Yeah, if you think about it, we never got to pop our Vegas cherry. We never got that excitement. We had to get that going to Miami or New York or deep into Hollywood, but we never got that. Oh man, a hooker took my money story. No matter what you say, everybody wants that I got fucked over in Vegas story because you didn't have a real good Vegas story. Oh, it was cool, it was all right. But the bigger story is, yeah, man, I bought a hooker and she trick rolled me. You know what I mean? So those are the stories you really want. You and I never really got that, except it was self-inflicted.
No, yeah, right. Because we knew it would go like from like second grade. You knew it was like, oh,
don't talk to Trixie.
Yeah, that's we had him pinpoint. You had him pointed out.
Vegas is home. I still get excited when I fly away and I come home and I see the lights. My heart still beats when I come to Vegas. It still does. It still does.
Oh, absolutely. The crazy thing was when I was when I went away to California, like right after we graduated, I can just remember it's just such a different environment because you're used to nothing ever shutting down, and when you go to a place that it's like, okay, well, where's that happening? Where's the nightlife? Where are we going? They're like, dude, it's Tuesday, it's 9 o'clock. No, I had no idea. I was like, oh, I didn't know. Like, what do we do?
Dude, I was in LA reading books left and right. That's when I fell in love with Harry Potter because I had nothing to do at 9, 10 o'clock at night except just read a book.
Yeah, it was just different, and that's one of the things I try to explain to people. It's like it was just different.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's still like that out there today, but I mean, it has to be some sort. Uh-oh, got an intruder.
Eat whatever you want. Go ahead. It's Friday. We did good. Say hi. Now go away. That's my son. Hi guys.
Uh,
Hello world. That was Gene. He's so excited that we have the same name, so he brags about it. We're Genes. I'm like, yes, we are, son.
That's awesome. That's
That's my
awesome.
baby.
You got some great kids, man. For
Dude,
real.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. The only way to change the world is through them, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
So you've got them involved with wrestling, is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the pull for the wrestling? I mean, a lot of kids do the T-ball, the soccer.
You want me to be real honest with you?
Yeah.
I have always wanted to be a father my whole life. I always wanted to show that I had the ability to be responsible and care and love. So knowing that growing up, and then having my wife that I have now, when we had kids, I always knew they were going to wrestle, because wrestling is one of the sports that have taught you everything about self-reliance, discipline, attitude, character. I always knew it. So when the twins finally came, I just told her, they're going to be wrestlers. Well, they're going to do jiu-jitsu, but I said, yeah, they're going to do jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing, but they're going to wrestle first. They're going to wrestle, and you'll see. So they're 4, they're 5, they're 5.5. They start wrestling around with each other. Start typing. I found wrestling clubs. I was looking around. There's a wrestling club that was a couple blocks away from my house that we just bought, or a couple years prior. I'm like, okay, let's go check it out. So I'm going down there and I'm watching the coach, and the coach is watching me. And I said, yeah, I just want to get my kids into wrestling. I've always believed in it. I wrestled in high school, wrestled a little bit in junior high. This is the sport I've always loved it. And he's like, all right. I said, where do I get wrestling shoes? He goes, come here. So we took the kids in the back. He goes, he grabs their foot. Here, take them. I said, well, how much? He's no, don't worry about it. Just come back. So I came back a few months later, when my money was right. And the things that this man was teaching my kids and all the kids, God put me in that path for him. God put me there to be with that man. God told me, this dude is going to help you instill things in your children that they may not readily get from you. So from that day forward, me and this man have hugged, cried, shed tears, and I've seen his passion. He didn't tell me about it. He showed me what he was about, and it's about youth wrestling. So I became a volunteer youth wrestling coach too. And he's now giving me the format to motivate children, motivate young adults.
Right.
So that's where my kids are. My kids believe in themselves because of what we're putting together, because of what that man has founded.
That's amazing.
Powerful.
That's so powerful, because I'm always dropping seeds to my kids, all the time, just trying to drop, what his name, Zinfidel or whatever, like Zig Ziglar, that guy. I'm always trying to drop like that kind of stuff, and hopefully it sticks. But to have them actually be a part of and because there's a team effort as well, because you're not just,
Absolutely.
I mean, you are an individual participant, but it's a whole team effort as well, and so they get both of the singleness and as a group.
Yes. And they also know, hey, and parents know, this is a great thing for parents. If you wonder why your kid isn't progressing, you need to wonder why your kid isn't progressing, because I tell them all the time, we only have your kids an hour and a half a day, 4 days a week. Are they doing anything at home? Or are they sitting in front of the TV, in front of their tablet? What are they doing? Think about it. If you were a youth soccer coach, how many parents would dig in your ass about their kids' playing time?
Oh, all the time.
Angry. And then when you put their kids out there, he's looking at butterflies. It shows, hey, your kid's not getting the most out of practice. Well, then let's do some one-on-ones. Well, your son is now ready to rock and roll. There it is. It is. And my daughter's, she's a dragon princess, homie. She's so good.
Yeah, like how, I mean, obviously it's not atypical for girls to be involved with wrestling. I mean, it is definitely growing, as those type of sports are growing with female athletes. How is your daughter taking to it?
She is taking to it like a motherfucker. Like, that is her sport. And she's probably going to play soccer sometime soon too in the off season,
nice.
But that's her sport. Nice. But she loves it, man. My daughter responds to alpha males, to alphas. Like, if you are a leader, she responds to that because she believes she's a leader. So when her head coach digs in her ass, she responds immediately. Be aggressive. Bam, she's in there. When I can use wrestling as a hostage for her and Gene, because they want to be there. They love the camaraderie. They love the friendship. They love what it's bringing to them. They see the results. Like, my daughter got her ass whooped in a tournament one time because we put her in the wrong bracket. She was she wrestled in a bigger bracket, and this one little girl threw my daughter to the rafters. They threw her outdoors. These girls mopped the floor with my daughter. Just put a broomstick up her butt and mopped the floor with her. My daughter was in anything but, and my daughter took it upon herself to say, and crying, says, "Daddy, I could have did better."
Mm.
And this is at 7. Daddy,
That's
I
all.
could have
That's
did better.
so awesome. That's so
You
awesome
know,
that she sees that and can draw from that, and then like be motivated
yes,
from that. Yeah.
yes, yes.
So is she wrestling only girls, or is she wrestling girls
Mm.
and boys? She gets
She's
whoever's in the
she's
mix.
whooping everybody. And if you're in the same age and weight, she's whooping on you.
Nice.
You know, she's
Nice.
game. She's game. Like she's game. You know, Jean is game. You know, the thing about wrestling is because of who I am, and
Yeah.
again, not trying to be that person. Like I'm trying to just be an okay dude. I just bring it out there. So I'm out there with my kids and all the kids. And then so one time my son's wrestling, and it's a good tournament, and he's just there's an air in there. And my son is 2 for 30 right now. So at
Okay.
this time he's 1 for 29, and he's going up in this tournament. He's excited. Something happens to where the kid that was training him all summer, this 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid's training him. He says, I said, I don't have a coach. You want to coach him? Absolutely, coach. I'll coach him. So he's sitting there coaching my son. My head coach is watching this kid who is also one of his longtime head coaches. So he's actually watching his mentee coach my son.
Nice.
So it's kind of like, you know, and then
legacy.
Another coach is hanging out with my wife watching my kids. All of my son's teammates are coming up watching. You got it, Gene, because my son is infectious with his smile. And he's just in there warming up, getting, Gene, you got this. My son goes out there and he shoots like a rocket. He's whooping ass and he wins. I throw him up to the sky like Simba. I'm crying. Everyone's crying. I mean, that's what my son is. He's gravity. He's a magnet. And everybody, it felt like the last fight in goddamn Karate Kid, you know, him and Johnny.
Daniel
And
LaRusso.
So everybody's cheering for my son. Everybody knows the story of Gene. You know, my son had some development issues when he was born. So to have him at this place will speak volumes to me and my wife.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, he had mobility issues. He still has some issues that we have to work through. But I tell everybody, patience and fortitude. When Gene is 14 years old, watch it click. And you guys should be nervous. Because he's like his daddy. When it clicked, I'm a late bloomer. I didn't get good at sports till I was 38. So
and it doesn't include fantasy football, unfortunately.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
Sorry, dude. I gotta throw that bus.
Good. That's not funny, man. I was awful, dude. Awful. This year, y'all getting it. Y'all getting it.
All right. I'm ready, man.
It.
I'm ready.
Y'all getting it. Hey, have you seen Funk since you've been out there?
Believe it or not, he calls me quite a bit. He's out in Baltimore. He's only about 45 minutes from my house, and I actually talked to him just a couple of days ago.
Me too. He calls me all the time.
Yeah,
and then he'll shoot me a text. You don't love Funk no more? I'm like, I love you, dog, but I'm at work.
Yeah. He called me the other day and said I'm quarantined, or I'm done with my second vaccination. So I'm past my 14 days. When are you guys gonna come see me? I said, dude, when Baltimore starts opening up, man, we'll go down there. We'll go to the zoo. I actually was looking at an O's game to go catch down there. So yeah. All
right, you know what? I'll make this promise. When you get a good game, I'll fly out.
No.
Yeah, I'll fly out. I'll fly out. I'll guarantee No Neck Nagy will come too.
It would be epic. That would be. Oh my gosh.
Can we get Freeman? You think we can get Aaron to come?
I think he would come. He would come.
He's such a bad dude. I love him so much. He's such a person that's changed and not changed.
Oh yeah.
He's the best.
He's
the best.
He's
an ape. He's an ape.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way possible. He's an ape.
Oh, absolutely.
And I love him.
I love him to death. I love
you have to.
Everybody that's just keeping it real, man. I love them all.
Yeah. I miss Fox the most. I miss him the most. I saw him since he got out of the military. I only saw him 3 times, and he moved away to Denver. And then I don't know what he's up to.
He's down in Texas now. So he's doing good. He's doing good. He still has flip-flops every once in a while, but he's got some peace with him now. So he's got a lifestyle, and he's down in Texas, got a dog, and
we were on the phone right before, and we got on the phone right before I found out Van passed away. And I couldn't get a hold of him because he was still in Germany, and I couldn't get a hold of him. And Malika had called me and told me what happened. So I tried to get at him real quick to get back to him before he heard it the wrong way. And of course he hears it the wrong way, and he was hammered. Then he got locked up for a little bit. You know, Sean came and saw me in Davron in college because we played football against his JUCO, and he came down and said what's up to us, man.
Oh, because you guys
He
were
was
at
at
Victorville?
Grossmont. Yeah, and he was at Grossmont. And so we were at Grossmont. We're getting taped up. What's up, dog? And we looked up like, you know, so happy to see him. And that was one of the last times we had seen him, man. It was good to see him though, because he had passed, I think, a year or two later after that. Yeah, it was good to see him, man. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I actually I think about a lot of those guys when I'm running and stuff like that. Every once in a while, they'll pop into my head. Him, Ben, and of course Jarrett. More recently, Jarrett and I we used to live together out in California and whatnot. But you know, and that's kind of part of my motivation as well. You know, because I think about those guys and some of the struggles that they have, and you know, only thing I can do for them now is just to kind of carry on their memories and carry on their legacy and try to be the best person that I can be, because I know that that's what they would want from me, is just to kind of continue to strive, continue to kind of elevate myself, you know, in a way that just kind of defeats the odds. And you know, remember, like, hey, these guys can't do it. These guys, you know, for what, you know, they can't. So I got to kind of carry the torch now and be the best person that I can be. And that's like I said, that's kind of part of this whole journey that I'm on right now, man. It's just not only trying to make, and I mean, trying to make other people be the best people they can be. Like we were discussing about our jobs earlier, you know, the way that you present yourself at your work, I try to do the same thing and try to, you know, be an example for those that are around me and just say, hey, you know, like, you know, life will be so much better for you if you can strive to be the best person. You'll get so much more out of life versus just collecting a paycheck and going, you know, what am I going to do this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the next phase of my life is to pay this house off and get an RV and then get a condo and bail out.
Yeah,
like just be fat and drive the coast to coast. That's all I want to do, man. Right. I don't know if you remember Tyrone. He was a blood in high school. Big black Tyrone.
I'm friends with him on Facebook, man. I'm on. We're
Facebook so friends. He's like my neighbor now. He moved back to the east side. Yeah, he's got a successful business out here, Las Vegas Lighting. And we just sit in his garage and we talk about, because he took me and Dad under his wing. Like I was claiming a whole different gang, but he didn't care. Like, come here, little. You know, he was the first person we went to a party. He was the first person I ever saw that had an AR-15. I'd never seen one before back in the day. I thought it was a gun from Transformers. He goes, you ever seen one of these little I was like, Dad, what the hell?
What are we doing?
But he always took care of us.
Nice.
You know, he's back on this side of town and he sits in the garage and we just talk and we, you know, medicate. And he just talks about, he's got the RV now. He says, all we want to do is travel because there's nobody that's ever going to tell me I can't go anywhere again. You know, and I felt that. And so he's got the travel trailer. He's doing things a couple years before I'm doing them, and me and you doing parallel lives. That's the next big thing, is the great open road, man, and just living and writing. And like I've been writing in this book because I'm planning on trying to, me and my coaches and people that I adhere to and that I believe in and trust, trying to put this book together for young adults, man, in the next year or so. And I just want to give them tools about financial responsibility, about self-dependence, about failure, about options. Because think about it, when we graduated high school, you had two options still: college or military. Those options aren't even true anymore. You got a million things you can do.
Yeah. Well, in Vegas, they had a couple more. I always feel like a lot of our friends went into the industry, you know, strip clubs and whatnot, or bouncer,
or stripping.
Or stripping.
You forget about that. I used to shake that meat. Yeah. I used to shake that meat, baby.
Oh my goodness. I can only imagine, bro. That could
Did you ever come up there?
I came up there one time, and I don't know if you were working or not. That was it. What, OGs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You came upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. I hugged you. You said you don't even remember Mr. Phil. Yes, I fucking do.
Oh,
you were with two homegirls. You were two of the homegirls because y'all were downstairs catching hell, and you just popped upstairs because I knew someone said, "Hey," because this is how it went down. "Hey, Eugene, somebody's at the door for you." I'm like, "The fuck? It must be either my mama or a high school friend." And sure, it was you.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's
anybody
awesome.
that called for Eugene, it was high school or my mama.
I'm here to see
my
Eugene.
Mom had been there. My mom had been in there. She came up there, and I was the DJ too. So she would come up there and bring her friends, and she would sit there. And before the show would start, I'd be in the locker room, and these are my brothers. I knew these gentlemen since I was 19. Now I'm like 25. I said, "Hey, mother, that's my mama. anybody touch my mama, you already know. And one of my gangsters in there, Ramon's like, don't you worry about it, OG, I got it. So everybody's dancing and I'm DJing. And then one of the dudes approached my mom, but he didn't hear the speech I gave. And so he's like, yo, what's going on? So what's your name? Patricia Samuel. Oh, his name is Samuel. She goes, yeah, that's my son. He goes, oh my God. And he hugs her. I'm so sorry. He just laid on my mom's lap for like 10 minutes. And so he comes up, okay, I want to apologize for talking to your mama. But your mom said she loves me and I'm now her next son. So how you doing, brother? I said, God damn it, of all people.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah. So now we're all super close. But yeah, my mom would come up there and they would give her the star treatment. Even at Chippendale, she would get the star treatment, you know?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's great. You got to do that. I mean, that should be a prequel to the book that you're doing now, you know, get all the motivation and they're like, but look, this is pre-Gene, this is post-Gene. Oh man.
And I didn't have a drug habit or kids in any of that, you know?
Yeah.
Wild.
That is wild. I can't.
And I made some movies in Hollywood.
Did you do movies in Hollywood?
IMDb me and you'll see.
So I spent a little time in Hollywood on the production side. So
I wish I'd have known that when I was out there.
Yeah, I was in Southern California working on it. And then 2004, I think I moved to LA and lived in Koreatown. I was the only cracker in like the whole area. It was just like,
you were.
Yeah, I like legit, like nobody else.
Is he Russian? That's what they thought. They thought you were Russian. They don't know what, because no regular white boy would live here.
No, I had a big blue truck and everything, man. Like they didn't know what to do with me.
I lived in the valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I live near Sherman Oaks, man.
I spent some time in Sherman Oaks, man.
I loved hanging out with them Persians.
Yeah,
loved it. Everybody had remember it was a BMW, Mercedes, or a Rover. If you didn't have those three, you were getting no ass.
Mm-hmm.
I got no ass. This girl looked at me, she said, what car do you drive? What movie you been in? And then she turned her back on me. And that was the end of it. We were at Whiskey Sky.
Okay.
Sky Bar. Yeah, Sky Bar. She said, nope. She looked at me, you look great.
It was, yeah. Oh, man. It was hard game out there, too.
Hard
game.
Did you ever go to any parties in the Hollywood Hills?
I did. Well, we had a couple of rap parties that we did that, you know, some of the producers were big time Hollywood Hill guys. And this guy, the one guy whose house we went to, he had all this Wizard of Oz memorabilia. I mean, he had like one of the original
shoes.
He had some props from the original movie, but he had these books that went back to like the 1800s when the original story was written by the original author, like the guy handwritten stuff like that. And at the time I was a little intoxicated, so I wasn't, you know, I was just kind of having a great time. And him and his friend were there, you know, and a luxuries house, huge mansion in the Hollywood Hills, and very, very, very nice. And I was just like, so this is how naive I was at the time. I said, so, you know, when did you start collecting into Wizard of Oz? He's like, oh, I've always loved Wizard of Oz as a young boy. I was like, really? Because like a lot of young boys like collect baseball cards.
You are a fool.
Oh man, I was so naive. I was like, a lot of kids collect like baseball cards. You had the Wizard of Oz. Later on, I realized I was like, my gaydar was off at that point in time.
Off, man. I speak gay fluently, homie. I catch it. I know exactly what my best friends are gay.
Yeah.
One of my best friends in Chicago, he's in very, very hardcore, not hardcore, but very strong, black, proud man. Mm-hmm. And if you'd have told him 18 years ago he was going to have this many homosexual or gay LGBT friends, he would have told you that's not possible. Mm-hmm. So his platform is Brown and Balanced, which we normalize black bartenders, and we make sure that black bartenders are in the forefront of some of the things that we got going on in our country.
Yeah.
But he has so many LGBT allies. I'm like, look at how many people love you. He goes, it's crazy. He goes, oh, and look at you. You're as rough as they come. He goes, it's crazy.
Yeah.
My best friends are just who they are.
Yeah, absolutely. It was crazy when I lived in LA and worked in Hollywood, and you probably had the same sentiment on this, but like anywhere else that I've lived and worked and whatnot, it's like, okay, he's straight, I'm pretty sure he's straight. Okay, he might be gay. Like when I moved to Hollywood and lived in LA, it was like, okay, he's gay. He might be straight. I mean, I'm
he
just
will
gonna
be
assume,
gay.
and he will be gay. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that he's gay because it's just the way it goes. So
it happened to me at a bar, dude, a producer or a scout, casting dude. We were just rapping at the bar, and he was a somebody, so he was getting you on Disney and Nickelodeon, and he was getting you on cool shit like you're as an adult, not as a teenager, but as an adult. He's like, man, I just need friends. I need friends. He goes, why don't you be my friend? Like, I just need friends. I'm like, no,
we can be friends.
Thirsty anymore. God. Hey, do you remember the first time you tipped somebody?
Oh gosh, like tip somebody? I mean, I don't. Yeah, probably.
Who taught you how to tip? I don't know who taught me how to tip.
I don't know.
Think about that. Think about that. How many times have we fucked people over?
Oh, well, see, listen, man. I always was told, like, hey, you don't know their story, you don't know what's going on. And coming from Vegas, like when I moved outside of Vegas for sure, I always tip like the max that I can tip, like 20, 25% all the time on top of whatever it is. Just because that is just how we grew up, and we grew up in the service industry and whatnot. So when my friends, when I lived in California, they're like, they didn't fill up my water the third time, so I can't tip them. And I was like,
so what is it like out there though, when you're with people and they see you tip, when they watch you hit the tip line?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, like I said, I try to lead by example and just say, hey,
but do they ever look at you like, what the fuck? Hey man, this is only a $10 sandwich.
Yeah. No, I'm like, hey, you don't know that. That's why I tell myself, you don't know the story. She may have 3 kids at home, and
$5 a lot of money, Philip. $5 here in Vania.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I thought about that. I was fudge. Where was I? I think we were in Minnesota, and I hit the tip line. I think I put like $30, $40 on it. Man, they walked me to the bathroom, walked me back to my table, made sure nobody was. I mean, hey, it's just $30. Oh man, Mr. Samuel, what up? Y'all don't do this out here. It's just weird when you go to different cities, man.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah. No, I definitely try. There's only been, I think, 2 times that I can remember that I had such poor experience that I and it's so hard for me. Even when I have a bad experience, I still will tip. I mean, like I said, I don't know what they're going through. It's maybe not their fault, but there's only been 2 times in my life that I can remember that I, had a bad experience and was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So, and I still gave him like 10%, but still, it was like,
I've had one of my servers, not my server, my other bartender. I wasn't working. I had to do an event for Gordon one time at Gordon Ramsay. I was doing a big thing for him, and we all come back inside, and one of my bartenders was like, "Can you believe what this is? Like, what? This is her tip," and it said, "Be nicer," because she was a jerk. They wrote her on the tip line, "Be nicer."
Wow.
And I've been with a lot of people. Like, I had one girl at another bar that had food thrown at her on 2 separate occasions. And she was yelling at me, like, "You think you're hot stuff?" I said, "Honey, you've had food thrown at you 2 separate times. I've never had food thrown at me by an adult."
Right. Yeah. By an adult.
She threw a full parfait cup at you. It's something that you're doing. This lady threw a blueberry muffin. That muffin cost her $6.75, and she chucked it at you.
She was so disgusted. Yeah.
I've never had food or drink thrown on me, bro. And I've seen it so many times.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that I've ever seen that happen. I mean, of course, you're working in the industry, but yeah, that takes a lot of.
It takes a lot. But right now, I get to see the best stuff. I see dudes I have a guy that comes and sees me all the time. I can't say his name, but he karate chopped a girl in the face at the club once.
What?
I see all kinds of weird shit. I have to tell people because it's the best thing that happened in the last 2 years.
Oh my! So what is? Oh
he karate chopped. We threw him out. He got mad. We threw him out, and he cried. That's how he's a regular. I had to tell that story
because of poor service, or what is she? I mean, she just pissed him off.
No, he was just crazy. And she was a dancer, so he just karate chopped her in the face. I had to tell you that. I wanted you to hear a good Vegas strip club story.
Absolutely. Only in Vegas will you hear of a stripper getting karate chopped in the face by a regular on a Thursday night.
Yeah,
at 5 o'clock in the evening. People
karate chop.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's my life.
That's the stuff I sometimes miss. Like,
yeah,
I don't get that. Like, now that I work in a hospital, we get crazy stuff, you know.
Here's another wild one.
Okay,
I'm at Caesars. I'm sorry, I gotta tell you, I'm at Caesars.
No, you're good.
So,
you're good, go.
Do you remember when Augustus or Caesar would walk through and he would take pictures?
Yeah.
So him and Cleopatra would do that. They were taking pictures in front of the fountain, inside the foyer, going toward the front desk. And it's summertime. I'm at the bar. The bar goes inside outside, so you can see everything that's going on. So I'm on the hook watching what's going on between where they're taking a picture of the fountain and the front desk. This dude decides to try to photobomb, and he jumps in the fountain to splash everybody. Unbeknownst to him, he's not that close to Caesar and Cleopatra, so he just splashed. The water's not that deep. He gets out, he slips back, and he falls back onto one of the spikes that was around the. So he doesn't know anything, so he's drunk. So he gets up and starts running, and Caesar goes, "Hey, hey!" And he's like, he thinks he's in trouble, so he's running. So, but every time he walks, blood is shooting like this. Yeah, blood is just shooting from that artery. Caesar tackles him, and he has to say, "Calm down, buddy. I know what you do. It's okay. You're gonna be okay." What do you mean? He goes, "Oh God!" Caesar also was an EMT, so that's why Caesar had to. So he puts the pressure on the wound. Yeah. Everybody comes. It looked like a murder scene. It was so bad. The vice president on the carpet Zamboni cleaning up the blood with a suit on.
He comes down.
I said, and this is where I started thinking, you being on that doesn't mean it's extra important. It just means you don't know how to delegate your responsibilities.
Yeah.
Why do you think that it's better for you to be in a suit, clean up blood like the guy Miguel or Stanislav couldn't do? Like, that's their job. But I'm just watching this guy. That was my craziest story. I'm watching blood shoot from an artery. The guy never passed out, but he was so embarrassed when they strapped him to the gurney and sent him out.
I can only imagine that hospital. I can only imagine that hospital. Well, actually in hospital we wouldn't be shocked, but still, it's just like, yeah, you did what? How did this happen? Okay.
Do you know there's a ritual in hospitals if you get punched by like a crazy person?
I can't speak to that, but for for legal purposes, but it does unfortunately happen.
You get flowers the next day, right? Is that the code?
No.
Out here in Vegas, if you get socked up by that's like your rite of passage. So your fellow nurses bring you flowers.
Oh, okay. The fellow nurse. I thought like the patient like sends you flowers, like, "Hey, sorry, I was an ass last night." You know.
No. It happens so often here, like, because sometimes security might be lacking. You might catch a jammy. So if you get your rite of passage, you get flowers the next day from your squad saying welcome.
I think we're gonna have to start that tradition into my hospital. I think we're gonna start a GoFundMe page.
What do you see the most in your hospital?
We see everything. Now, our hospital is not, we're not a certain trauma level. Now, we still will get our I call them our walk-in gunshot victims and stabbing victims and stuff like that. But we, and we don't get the major, like a bad vehicle accident where, limbs and stuff. We don't get that kind of stuff that'll go to another hospital here in the local area. But we get, we get a lot more of your medical stuff. But I will tell you one of the funny stories that happened at our hospital. This young kid comes in and he's like 20 years of age or whatever. And his homie's bringing him in, and his arm, I can see his arm just kind of like hanging.
Yeah.
And I just hear him scream out, "I've been shot." And, I'm like, "Oh shit." You can see blood just like all the way down his arm. So I had to call back because I was working in the front waiting room area, and I had to call back like, "Hey, we got a GSW. I repeat, I got a gunshot victim, need a room now." And she's like, "Bed 7. So I pulled it. I get the hold of this kid. I'm like, "Hey, listen, let's go. You need to come with me right now." I literally grab him by the one arm that's not all bloody, and I'm walking him back to his room. I'm like, "We're just going. I'm not going to wheelchair you. I'm not going to sit you down. Let's just go." So I'm pulling. I don't even know where his homie went. Like, his homie just, like, as soon as I grabbed him, his homie just bounced. He's like, "I ain't, nope, I ain't see nothing. I'm minding my own business." And so I'm
an Uber driver.
I'm just the Uber. I just was door dashing some food. I'm pulling him down the hallway to the room where I'm going to, and like, there's just blood trickling all the way down we're walking.
Yeah.
And I get him to the door of the room that I'm taking him, where it's like the curtain. And he's like, man, slow down. I can't walk that fast. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, we need to get you in this room. And, like, he was one of these like gangbangers and stuff like that, had his pants all sagging low.
Yeah.
And I finally, when he said that, I was like, what are you talking? I turned around and look at him. His pants at some point had dropped down around his ankles. I'm dragging him through with his pants around his ankles, blood dripping out of his arms.
Just draws and ashy kneecaps.
Just draws and ass just hanging out. And
Penguin walking with a gunshot wound.
Yeah, I had no idea.
My buddy got shot out of one of the ranges. So him and his homegirl, his wife is at work. So one of our homegirls, one of their best friends, is with him. They're just at the range shooting, and they're just going at it. And then she's in front of him, and then he steps in front, and he's like, "Let me just do this." And he goes, "All right, cool." And he goes, fucking, I think I got stung by a bee or something. So whatever. They keep going. Man. He goes, "Did you feel like something?" So he pulls his shirt up and she goes, "I don't see nothing." So, all right. So they go back and then she starts noticing there's like a little blood. And she's like, "What's that?" And she goes, "Bleeding." Like, bleeding? Like, oh shit. And then looking, he was like, "Oh," she's like, "You got shot." And right where he got shot is right where she was standing. And she would have got hit if he didn't move in front. They didn't hear the bullet. So they get to the hospital.
They were at a gun range?
Yeah.
Okay.
The super outdoor gun range. And so they get to the hospital. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing, guys? My name is Boots. I want to check in." She's like, "Yeah, what's going on?" "I've been shot." And I just like, "Oh, you've been shot? Where?" So he lifts his shirt up and she sees the blood start streaming. She's like, "Oh my God." So they call her like, "You're gonna be okay, sir. You're gonna be okay." Like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be fine." "You're all right. You okay, sir? We got you." "Yeah, I'm cool." "How are you so calm?" Like, they freaked out more than he did. And they get me more freaked out because he never got nervous. He says, "I don't know. It didn't hurt." So
I'm good. Can I get a sandwich?
It's not a lot of blood. Yeah. So when I saw the wound, the bullets in like the dermal layer, and they just said, "We're not even gonna take it out."
They just left it in there.
They just left it in there, sewed him up, and sent him home. Man, Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the journey you're on, dog. This is dope.
Yeah. It's been an amazing journey, man. Especially the last 4 or 5 years, man. It's been such a crazy transition, but I've learned so.
Surprised people like listening to you, man.
Are you? I don't know, man. This is just me, man. Just giving up my heart, man. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate the props, bro.
You got a lot.
I'm working on movie screen, maybe. I don't know. No, I don't know.
Do it. Why not both?
Yeah.
Like you don't have the time.
And that, hey, I don't, but that's kind of my thing right now is, and I did my last podcast was about, I don't want to leave anything on the table. I'm done leaving stuff on the table of life. I've passed up too many opportunities where I had opportunities to do this, that, and the other, like living in LA, living in Hollywood and doing that, that I left things on the table for. And I don't want to.
What happened between LA and Pittsburgh?
So, gosh, a lot. So I'll try to keep
the defining stuff. Yeah.
So
how'd you get there?
Like I said, I went to Hollywood, because I had graduated with a radio, TV, film degree from Cal State Fullerton out in Orange County. And moved up to LA and did the LA scene for about a year, working in production, doing different, and that's when reality TV was kind of just popping off. I mean, that was right after Joe Millionaire and like the couple other shows. So, I mean, it was doing some of the reality TV show stuff. Did a couple movies, commercials and stuff like that, but just in the production scene. And it was like, to be honest, man, it was hard. Like I was 25, 26 years of age. And it was rough. I mean, LA scene is money. It's high cost living. And, the work in production, I was making $100 a day working like 16 hours because they pay you flat rate. They're like, hey, here's $100, 16-hour days. Like after taxes, I was making like $4 an hour, $5 an hour.
Right.
And in LA. So, yeah. So I had to, I actually moved back to Vegas for a short time. And I was actually going to start bartending. My sister was a bartender. She worked for one of the bar groups out there. I forget which one.
Yeah.
One of the local ones. And I was actually going to start bartending, and my pop came to me and he's like, "Hey, look, I got this sales job. You can start traveling on the road." So I did that for a little bit, and and then I had my wife, we met in Southern California while I was working and going to school out there. She's originally from this area, so she's from Pennsylvania. So we kind of kindled the flame, and she just couldn't stay away from me. So
dig it. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you. Was she in Vegas when you met her?
No, we met in Southern California. Yeah, we met in Cali. So
was she acting? Or was she in production too?
No. She was. This was prior to me. We actually met in Orange County. She was working as a therapist. And we actually
okay.
Yeah, not my therapist, man.
Keep that shit out of here, honey.
I don't. That's another long story. Right. But she's originally from this area, and she actually moved. I actually started working for one of the radio stations in Vegas. I moved back to Vegas and actually started working for the country radio station KWNR 95.5. Little country.
Shout out to them. My mama loves that station.
Dude, I bet, man. It's gold out there, bro.
Yeah.
So I did that for about a year, and then our mom, kind of came out to us and said, "Hey, look, I want to start a business out in Pennsylvania. Why don't you think about it?" And it was kind of like, trying to get her daughter back to the East Coast, and I was just the fish that kind of caught, the hook and kind of swam back with her. So here we are. Yeah, 12 years later.
What do you think?
It's a great place to raise a family. This area is a great place to raise a family. Like I said, the kids are completely different from what we used to grow up out in Vegas. So
we would have beat up those kids in Pittsburgh. All nice and wholesome.
Yeah. What do you guys got? Money? You guys have cars you get to drive in, You
want to see some boobs? Come over here. Show you my sister's boobs.
Yeah.
We were savages out here. We were gross.
Man,
dude, I fear that. Like, I don't want any kids showing my daughter their yoo-hoos and stuff, man. I don't want that, man. My son is already a sucker for girls, man. I can't have all this, man. I need to move where you're at. I need to get my kids some wholesome living.
Yeah.
Nah, it's that.
you gotta go Vegas deep, man. Gotta learn it.
Yeah.
But we did learn a lot. We do learn a lot about people, though, I think, in growing up in Vegas. Like, you learn, people that you can trust, people that are good people versus people that are scumbags and
and your bullshit
people.
detector is on.
Yeah, for real. And Fox said it. He told me one time, we got poker chips for teeth, bro. We can talk with anybody. We can hang with anybody.
Anybody. We can move in a room full of vultures, man. We have that in spades,
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so excited about the way we grew up, because you can't, like, we are, if this is a track, man, you and I are way here. We're gone.
Yeah.
We're gone. Our people are, Fox is right. We can move in those rooms, G.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I'm so happy where we're at now.
Right. It's taken us a while. I think as maturity and time goes on, we kind of figure out, who we are. Because for a long time, I wasn't sure who I was, and I had these backgrounds and meeting different people with these backgrounds. I'm like, what? But now that I can see it for what it is, it's I love it. I love it.
It's the truth, man. That's the truth, and that's why I want to talk to young adults. Like, so here's a question I need to ask you before. I know you're trying to get me off, but I love talking.
No, you're good. You're good.
What is one thing you wish you would have known between 14 and 25 that would have helped you better? What is some key shit?
Absolutely. And this is something I preach about to people that are in their 30s even. But this is when I drop seeds with my kids. I say, this is what I've learned at that time. I wish somebody would have told us that. I wish somebody says, no, we were always told you can do whatever you want to be. You remember that? Like, we were always told, whatever you want to be, you can be, blah, blah, blah. They gave us that dream, that vision that hey, you want to be the president, you want to make, have all these cars and money, you can do it. But they gave us the dream and the vision, but didn't tell us what it's going to take. And what I've had to learn through life is that, and I tell my kids this on a daily basis, whatever you want to do in life, you can be, but here's what it's going to take. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take sacrifice. And you got to have a will to do it. If you can have those three things, and you can do anything in this life. But it's going to take hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. It's going to take sacrifice, things you want to do. It's going to losing friends, anything that you want to do.
Yeah.
But if you can apply those principles, you can apply that to whatever you want to go after, and you go after with everything you have, you will be successful. And not so much monetarily, not so much,
Yeah.
financially. It's not all about, popping bottles and driving fast cars and having that lifestyle. It's truly about becoming successful and being able to grow at anything that you want to grow. And that's basically what I tell people is takes those three things. And because in America, we're all about taking the pill to, lose weight, or it's all about the quick fix to make $1 million. And that's complete BS. And there's a sucker born every day. And if you believe that stuff, then sorry, man, you're a sucker.
Dude,
But
you're speaking that language, man.
yeah, but that's and it's taken me to this age to really kind of hone in on that. And then it just kind of becomes a refining, right? So you're constantly refining what that success means, meaning,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So you're increasing it by 1%. I think you even mentioned something about that in one of your earlier, but just increasing 1%, making yourself
Yeah.
better in every area, and it will apply whether it's in your marriage, in your relationships, your dating life, your eating habits, your sleep patterns, your work ethic, your jobs, your excuse me, your interactions. That's what it's going to take to be successful.
Dude,
So
you're so spot the hell on with that. My wrestling coach, like he's an All-American. He could have went anywhere in wrestling because he was very, very talented. But he's also a very loyal person, so he stayed. He had the chance to meet Dan Gable, who's the greatest Michael Jordan of wrestlers of all time.
right.
And he met him. He goes, "Hey, I want to meet you for a long time. I'm an All-American wrestler." Well, and he says the one thing he said, he wanted to make an impactful meeting with him, something that would be impactful. But he's like, this guy meets 1 million people a year, a million different people a year. He's like, what can I say that's gonna be impactful that he can resonate with? Hey, I'm a wrestler. I just want to know what it took for you to be a champ. Like, what does it take, and blah blah blah, like to get where you're at. And he wrote in his book, and he says he looked at the quote and he says, "What the fuck? What?" But then it sunk in. The quote sunk in, and he goes, "I fucking get it." And it was super simple because it's the simple shit. He says, and Dan Gable wrote in the book, "It takes every day."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome.
But hey, when you look at it, fuck out of here. It takes every day. I'm like, come on, I need some. But you're right. When it comes to what we want to be successful at, we can, yes, you can be the president. Or maybe you can't, but maybe you can be the vice president. Maybe you can be the staff secretary. But we never knew the avenues to take. But I don't think our teachers knew the avenues to take because they were hungover and they would make us watch Roots when they were hungover. Drunk motherfuckers.
Color Purple.
Oh, I saw that on Broadway, by the way, and I cried like bitch. God, I told you, I cried. I cried at Wicked. I cried at The Lion King. I cried at Ragtime. The only one I didn't cry at was Hamilton, but it was still very, very good.
You saw Hamilton live?
Yeah, I'm a theater geek, man. We have the Smith Center out here,
bro. I want to see Hamilton live so bad.
Then do it.
Yeah, I know. I need to.
Just do it, dude. You have to. This stuff that we're doing is just doing. That's the cool shit. Just doing it, like grabbing your nuts and jumping off that cliff, man.
Well, we think because, and this is another part of it. And I try to preach this to people. There's so much apprehension and we limit ourselves so much because of fear, right? I mean, you don't want to go talk to that person because you're scared of what they might think, or you don't want to start a podcast because you're afraid, your friends are going to laugh or people are going to be like, dude, it's trash. But you just keep doing it, right? You just keep going after it. And you just say, you know what? These limitations are my own. These fears are my own. It's only just within here. I mean, because I'm thinking that, but nobody else is thinking that in the room. So
negative emotions are the mind and soul killer. That's one of those quotes.
Purely.
Yeah, man. You can't have self-doubt like that, Yeah. And you're right. We came up in that era where it was tribalism, and if one of the homies didn't dig and thought it like at that time, man, that's gay. That's whack. That's because that's where we were in the 90s. We didn't do it.
Nope. It was a dream killer. It would have been a dream killer.
Yeah. But Vegas is different though. Vegas is different because black and white, where we came from, if you was an athlete, we all got down. If you were the funniest, we all got down. If you were the coolest, we all got down. If you didn't have money, you still got down in Chaparral at least.
Yeah.
But the only reason why you didn't get down is if you were a snitch, narc, or a doofus. I mean, we had Jason Funk. That was the homie right there.
Yeah.
That was the brother right there. We captured all of that at certain points, Yeah. So I can't say that we pigeonholed to certain things, but we were very very like, I don't know if you remember the reunion where we kind of clicked up like a bunch of high school kids again. I said, look, we haven't grown at all, guys. Look at us.
No,
Look at
no.
us. The kids that we didn't talk to are looking at us like, you pieces of shit.
You're right. You guys are still a bunch of a-holes.
I remember that around the smoker. Look at them. Look at them. All of them haven't changed. You know better. You said you were going to take me to prom and you didn't. Old wounds. Old wounds.
Old wounds still hurts, man. Opening up.
Man, you motivating people, man. My wife loved every time you spoke. Like all my friends that were in Vegas, I heard you speak. They didn't even know you were from here.
Where'd you find this cracker at?
So pasty. Where's he from? Is he in Alaska? Anchorage? No, he's not. He's from Vegas, though. Yeah. He hasn't forgot his way. He just doesn't. He's not allowed to come out here too often. Do you sneak to Vegas? You don't sneak into Vegas at all?
No. Well, I'm trying to get out there probably towards the end of the year of this year. Hopefully things will be opened up and I want to do a race out there. So
how often have you gotten back here before last year?
It's usually like every couple of years, 2 to 3 years.
Yeah,
come on. Yeah, it does. So
kids got to know their roots, man.
Yeah. Well, now the kids are getting older. So
tattoo. Show the tattoo. Show it.
There he goes, right there.
Got some fools.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, the kids. I always have when the kids were little, like I was like press on it, and then I'd bark like a little puppy when they would bark. It's lost its bravado. It's lost its beef. Right. You know. Are you the happiest dad ever? Oh, I love being a father. Except for when my kids, you know. I say that, but I used to have anger, like when I think when I was younger, like as a younger man, I would have anger, like issues and stuff like that. And then all that anger went away. And now my kids sometimes will just bring out that anger in me that I thought was gone and I've grown past. And sometimes they'll just do something and I just literally just, you know, white knuckle and just about ready to explode. And they're just like, well, fine. I'm not going to do it. I'm just like, oh my God. But yeah, but other than that,
I love them so much, even through that, man. I do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Kids are so awful. I love them.
Yeah.
I just love them.
My son's 9 now. And I said this the other day, like,
is he the youngest?
Yeah. And he's learned to he loves sports now, which is, I love, and he'll grab a football and be like, Dad, come on. And he'll just want to throw the football back and forth. And I'm like, dude, I love this so much that he just, you know, somebody wants to, we just want to play catch and we'll go out in the backyard and just knock the soccer ball back and forth or just throw.
I just did that with my daughter last night. Yeah. She's like, Dad, you want to play soccer with me? Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the best. I'm like, this is so awesome that
you have a daughter?
Throw. Yeah. My daughter's 10 and my son's 9.
Man, that sucks, doesn't it?
No.
Girls suck. They're like, cause you see it, like I'm gonna fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not gonna hit a child, but I'll fuck your daddy up.
Yeah, right.
My son cried over a girl in kindergarten. Cried. I'm talking daddy. I'm like, Mommy, she doesn't love me anymore. All right, call the teacher. It's time for a conference. We're gonna fix this shit. You gonna love my son.
You gonna love. You don't have a choice. This is no.
What it is. I did threaten a family in wrestling because this older boy, 10 years old, my daughter was kicking ass in a tournament. So he started taking care of my daughter. He's like, I got Isla. So he would have her, and you know, she would fall asleep in his between his legs, and they'd both be asleep. 2 kids, right? And so I'm watching this, and he's a good kid. He's one of my boys. So I go over to his parents, like, yo, I know you barely know me, but your son is taking a shine into my young daughter. So who's paying for this fucking wedding? And he looks up at me and goes, the father. I'm like, all right, I just wanted to make sure. So we together on this.
Nice. Yeah, it's your responsibility, man. Your responsibility.
Dude, it's the best thing. Like, my daughter is my everything. That is my baby. But my son is a daddy's boy to the heart. Like, Daddy, let's go have man time. I'm like,
yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, my son's, he's a little more of a mommy's boy. That's why I cherish the like the times when he wants to just throw a ball around the house or whatever like that. It's cool. Because I love doing this.
When he knows I'm awake, like he runs to that room and jumps on top, and it's just dope. It's me and him.
Yeah.
Me and him. You know, so we have our little thing. Me and the kids have our little thing. Like when they go into a tournament or if they don't want to say I love you out loud, like, hey, what? And they just give it right back and they go in. So every time they hit the tournament, my son, you'll see, if you watch a video, you'll see him He'll pop that chest twice and go and get after it. He goes and gets after it.
I cannot wait. The thing is, I can't wait because I bust on my kids all the time, just, just making fun, not making fun of them, but just like having fun with them. And I cannot wait. My daughter's at that age where she's a she's a preteen, and, she's starting to get into the TikTok and all this other stuff. I'm like, you have no idea when you get into high school, when like your friends mean everything. And I'm the dumbest person on earth. I am going to be that dad that rolls down the window, as they drop you off in high school, whatever, and be like, I love you.
So much.
I'm start taking my shirt off and like fall on my knees,
I'm the daddy that is going to come in and surprise you in your class with a bunch of songs and dance and candy for your friends all the way through senior year. Like, wait till they let me back in there. It's going to be awful.
I'm going to embarrass her in such a loving way that, I'm
a face kisser. So I'm out, like, when they in their tournament, they then have their face in the kids' nuts all for an hour. I'm just, I love them, man. I love them. I love them, dude. It's funny because, you start seeing other kids like, hey, can I get a hug or something? There's a lot of kids that need hugs, man. I know it sounds funny, but it's sad. Kids need hugs. I'm a big hugger, man. I hug everybody.
That's so awesome, man. I cannot wait to see more of what you're going to do with these kids, man. And just preach to them.
I'm working, dude. I'm working. Your boy's hustling. I'm figuring. Hey, you're right about one thing though. God did something to us to where parallel journeys, but hey, man, he woke something up in our brains and our hearts and just said, hey, give back. Because the best thing you and I can do is inspire, man. If we're inspiring each other to keep going, because I think about these things often. Our brains run a mile a minute from where we're from, but I think about Phil for the past million years. I always wondered what the fuck you were up to. And the fact that you're doing something amazing. Yeah, we fuck up a lot. Don't get it twisted. We're imperfect. We're fallible human beings, but we're striving to be better every day. I'll never be the best, but I can always be better. And I know you can too. But it fills me with so much gratitude that I get to see us, because we're that lost dude. We were that shadow group. We weren't supposed to be here.
Right.
We were supposed to die in a car crash. We were supposed to be in jail for DUI, meth, or selling dope or something stupid. We persevered, man. And I want to make sure every kid knows that you can make it. You can do whatever you want.
That's interesting, because I think that our way of growing up was so different that it's almost, I don't want to say worthless, but just kind of not valued. But the places where we came from and the things that we have gone through, and dude, you're opening up a whole nother book chapter for me, can mean so much more to people, knowing that, hey, this is how we grew up and this is where we came from. This is the life that we had to live through. And the fact that now that, here we are today, and the other thing that I say a lot is not leaving anything on the table. I want to make an impact to others. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. Because I can give you $20 and go say, hey, Eugene, go chain, go be a better person. Here's $20, to help you out. And you're going to go, okay, whatever, it's not going to do anything. I can give you $100, $1 million. But what's really going to be impactful is, how I can be an impression in a positive way to uplift you and to encourage you and to motivate you and to inspire your life, your family's life, and then those around you, and then have you spread that, that blessing as well. And that's the intruder number 2.
That's my baby girl. She's
adorable. But just be, but make that impact is going to be so much more, and it's going to last for generations. It's
true, bro. Look at us now. I mean, you did something for your family, which is beautiful. You moved to Pittsburgh. I didn't leave Vegas when I've had those opportunities after I came back from LA, because I got to make, this is what made me. This is the soil that made me, and I got to make it better. And I can't give my talents to LA. I can't go to Kentucky. I couldn't go to New York where I was asked to go, or fly to the Philippines and open up a bar over there, or Singapore. I'm like, I ain't gonna do it. I said, I'm not gonna make another place stronger when this is the place that needs my love and attention. This is I dance with who brought me here. And so my whole thing now was Nevada first, Vegas first. Nice. Like, I want people to start understanding Vegas needs to do something. Yeah, we're entertainment, absolutely, but let's elevate all of it. Let's elevate, let's innovate. Vegas first. Think of us first. We played second fiddle. We played sister to a lot. We played mistress to the rest of the world, to the rest of the US. Let's make our real name for ourselves. Let's really do something. Let's let's teach our kids to code. Every kid how to code. Kids how to play chess. Kids how to love and respect from right now, because we know what we didn't know back then. We now know more of that.
Exactly.
That's our thing. Is you and I, our teachers, our mentors, they didn't know what they didn't know, so they couldn't give a shit when they said go be great.
Right.
Like unless you're a Hafen family, which was an old Vegas family, we didn't know Hafens.
Right.
Then they had particular things. They had a little more insight. I mean, how old was that family out here? Old as hell, right?
Yeah.
I used to think the oldest,
it.
the Hafen that we went to school with, I thought he was dumb as toast. What was his name? Ryan? Jack?
Jason? No.
Jason
Josh?
Hafen?
Something.
Jason. Let's go, Josh. Let's go. Hafen. He was a 96, Josh? I believe, 95, 96. The last Hafen that we went to chaperone, one of them.
Ben Hafen?
Ben Hafen.
Was it?
It is Ben Hafen. I think so. I think it's Ben Hafen. Big boy too.
Yeah.
I remember him distinctly as I remember freshman year listening to him talk, and I'm like, this dude is hayseed. But then I realized the Hafen family was old. He didn't have to be too smart. Sorry, I'm just fucking with you, dog. You might be the smartest ever. But you're Hafen Mormon family chilling, whatever. Did you know that some of our friends from high school are no longer Mormon?
Yeah.
And she said to me, like, fuck that shit. I'm like, really? She's like, yes. Yeah, we spoke to Brandy at the reunion. She's like, nah, not no more, man. I'm like, that's crazy. Because I asked like how her family was doing, because I was cool with everybody. I was asking Brady the same thing. He's a fire captain now too.
Oh, nice. I know he's doing the firefighting.
Yeah, he's a fire captain. So I'm gonna surprise my son this month and take him to go see him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, take a bunch of the kids from the wrestling team. Yeah, of course. See the big red truck.
Yeah, can't get better.
Kids are yahoos. I want to see it. What are you talking about?
I
want to go. Can I? Because my wife will think we're sexy, but just
put on the hat and the suspenders.
Let him know, boy. I still got it.
I'm not even gonna go there.
You almost seen it.
I did. It was that I was pulling.
Dude, a couple of chaperone administrators saw me do my show once or twice.
Oh, really?
I won't say the name, but she was in the office all 4 years that we grew up. So she seen me, and of course I try to put that to work. She's like, "Get the fuck away from me, boy." Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Yeah.
They not ever let me get close because I'm a savage. I got no respect for age here. My house. Dude, so gross. I do, man. I think about so many people, man. I do. I think about so many people from high school that we touched or didn't get to touch, or we can reconnect with, And I'm like, I would like to know how Miro's doing. I haven't heard hide nor hair from that dude in a million years. Not one. I don't know if he went back into the community that he came from and just did his thing, but he didn't come to the reunion. I never seen what he was up to. Last one I saw was Tom and Jerry's.
Oh, really? That was a long time ago.
2004.
Yeah. I talked to him, I think, one time on the phone. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But then 2010 feels like it was like 2 years ago.
Right. I'm still messed up about that. Like 2018 seems like an hour ago.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, that was just a couple weeks ago. No, it was 2010. Oh.
Ask me another question.
And I start doing the math. I'm like, wait, that means we're.
Yeah, man. We've been out of school a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
We're old.
Yeah. Ask me one more question before we get off. Ask me one more.
All right, hold on a second. Let me go back.
Ask me a fill.
I actually had some trivia for you.
Oh, let's do it. Because I'm trying to waste as much time as possible since I got nowhere to be today.
That's fine. I got to go pick up my kids in like 3 minutes. So
screw that. They're old enough. Let them walk.
I know.
Let them walk. I don't want to see you on Discovery ID. That's the first time they walked. And old man Markham took them.
That is that fear, but that's all right.
What happens?
My daughter will call me and be like, "Daddy, my legs hurt. I can't walk up the hill." All right. You're ready. What? Trivia. Yeah. Don't. Just don't.
Is she Daddy's little girl?
She is. But I'm
look
still
at your face. Your eyes sunk as soon as I say she's like, yes, she is. And I make no bones about it.
I do. I mean, but she can still piss me off. So, All right. There's that anger coming out again. All right. So Jeannie Jean is the bartending capitalor. I don't even know if that's right. Let me try that again. Jeannie Jean is the bartending carnivore. What's the word I'm looking for? General, guru. We'll go with guru.
I'll go with guru.
All right. I got 5 trivia questions for you.
Okay.
You ready? All right.
I am.
Favorite cocktails of presidents. Are you ready? The rum and Coke. The rum and Coke. Whose cocktail was it? Was it Nixon, Ford, Reagan, or Bush #1?
I don't fucking know.
It's gonna be a pure
I was
guess.
gonna say no because I was gonna say it was Teddy Roosevelt because he was a Rough Rider and used to drink rum and cokes. That's what I was going with. They were drinking Cuba Libres alone.
I'm not sure. It may be, but
you didn't know that. You didn't know
that. What? That he was a Rough Rider?
Why would you know that? Why would you know that he was a Rough Rider to drink rum and cokes?
I'm sure he was a drinker, but he wasn't a part of the whatever toothpaste website I was on that got these questions.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess. So give me that one more time. Who
All right. So you have Nixon, Ford, Reagan, or Bush #1?
Bush #1.
It's actually Nixon. So
I'll never drink a rum and coke again.
Now you know.
Next
time you serve a rum and coke to somebody, be like, President Nixon, this was his favorite drink.
You're right. No, I have a Nixon watch. It's from Hard Rock.
All right. Staying with the same type of question. Favorite cocktails by presidents. All right. You ready? The martini. Just the martini. Whose was it? Was it FDR, Roosevelt, Hoover, Truman, or Ford?
What is wrong with you? Like these aren't.
They'll get easier.
These fucking questions easier. These motherfuckers is dead, man. They had cocaine with their drinks back in the day. It was illegal.
True.
I'm gonna go with Truman.
You were close. Hoover. But hey,
what president was he?
I don't know. Depression, I think somewhere around the Depression. That's all I know. All right. Next question.
All right.
The word brandy comes from brandewijn, which means what in Dutch?
Burnt wine. Burnt wine.
I didn't even have to give you the options, bro. I told you they're gonna get easier, player.
I forgot to tell you I'm a cocktail educator.
Yeah. Okay. Well then all right, then I'm gonna have to come up with some harder ones for you. But, all right. Cocktail educator. In the 1830s, the average adult, both men and women, drank how many gallons of spirits each year? Okay. 7, 8, 9.5, or 12?
12.
9.5 gallons of spirits.
9.5 gallons.
I have to wonder,
Do you know why? Want to know why?
Yeah, please.
Because it was cleaner than water.
Oh.
There's no filtration system, so the water was always part, in the sewage and whatnot. So water was not clean. They didn't have what we have today. So you would drink wine on a regular basis. You would drink gin because it was filtered and distilled and it was clean.
I had a question that I was going to bring you on the gin, and it was talking about the bathtub or something like that, making gin.
Bathtub gin will make you go blind. It'll make you go blind. So what you do is during the Prohibition, and you needed to get your spirits, they would make it in a bathtub, and so they would put all these distilled spirits, and they would distill it, moonshine, but they wouldn't cut it. So if you don't cut it, if you don't cut the heads and tails from the heart, because you want to keep the heart, if you keep all those heads and tails in there, it has all of these congeners and all of these unrefined alcohol spirits that can hurt your body. So a lot of people would go blind, they would stutter, they would fall, and then you would stroke out and die if you drank too much of that shit.
That's crazy.
So yeah, bathtub gin was not the business.
Wow.
Which leads into the real McCoy. So there was an actual person named, I forgot his first name, McCoy, but he was a smuggler, and he would smuggle between Canada and Detroit. And so he would put a brand on it, and then people would say, "Hey, is this the real McCoy?" Yeah, so that's where that phrase.
That's where that came from. Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, you teach it. I'm so happy. The educator. All right. Another. Well, here's an easy one for you. All right. In international aviation and military speak, which alcohol is used to represent a letter?
Mm.
You got your Alpha, Bravo, Charlie.
Whiskey.
Ooh, right on. Good stuff.
Whiskey, I think, means white or W. Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you say like whiskey. White girl wasted, you're like, whoa, whiskey gator or whiskey or something like that. Whiskey right. Tango Foxtrot is what the fuck?
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Yep. All right. Last one I got for you. In 1789, a Baptist minister, you'll probably get this right off the bat. A Baptist minister first made bourbon in which Kentucky county?
Oh man, was it Bourbon County?
It's Bourbon County. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, the name bourbon comes from the county, not the drink.
Not the spirit.
Is named after the county. Yeah. So.
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Yes, indeed. Bourbon. Yes. Dude, right, this is dope.
Yeah, man, we got to do this again.
Say when. I don't do shit.
Now you can, man. Now you can. You can bring it. You can bring it. You brought it today, bro.
For sure.
You brought it today.
Hey, I want to say what's up to Kim McClafferty. She thought I didn't like her in high school, but she was fucking dope and intimidating. So I love you, homegirl.
Everybody from the class of 97, Chaparral High School, and everybody around the world that's listening to this, thank you so much for joining Gene Samuel and myself, Phil Austin, on Fill in the Blank podcast. It's been a wonderful episode, quite a lengthy one, probably the longest one in history.
Oh, no shit.
Yes. The
longest I talk too much.
I know, it's all good, bro. We'll edit it out a little bit. We'll make it only we'll have an intermission portion of it.
You should.
Go get your popcorn and candy.
You should, because guess what? Hey, let's do one after dark where I can get real roguish, both of us.
Oh, after hours, Fill in the Blank.
You scared? You scared? Yes, you ain't got it in you no more? Hey, we'll do just 3 cocktails, okay? We'll just do 3 cocktails. Just 3.
Okay.
All right. As a matter of fact, hey, but I'm going to teach you how to make it, though. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Cool?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm down. That one we can do. We can do that one. We'll call it. We'll have a special. We'll have a special.
Fill in the drinks. Yes, it's gonna be fill in the drink special.
Dude, your money all day.
You about to get it.
Hire this guy for his just many talents. Gene Samuel. He's in Las Vegas. He has a Black Tiger barbecue, which he needs to send me some smoking tips as well.
Got you.
He has this, what is it? The Swaginino, the fabulous.
The Swigavino Brothers.
Swigavino Brothers. He does podcasts with that, all sorts of inclusive interviews with that as well. Thank you so much for being on the show, Gene. It's been an outstanding pleasure.
Check us out on Pride Wrestling Nevada. We are going to be the most elite youth wrestling program in the country. Promise that. I love you all. Stay safe. Get healthy.
Thank you so much again. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.